Yes, I'm gonna post the Zoom link on the Slack. Give me 1 second. We still got like 6 minutes to go, so chill, relax, and take notes while I take toks of the marijuana smoke. Endo. Relax and take notes while I take toks of the marijuana smoke. Whoever's in here, welcome. We still got what 6 minutes to start. So just chill your motors. Ring. Relax and take notes while I take toast of the marijuana smoke. Big and strong. Fucking crazy. Okay, so it's getting close. That song is Biggie Smalls Notes, I think. Relax and take notes. All right, so it's already 7 p.m. Welcome, guys, to yet another session of the Asian Persuasion hosted by yours truly, Mac. I love saying that. It fucking kicks me. Welcome again. I hope we have a great session. We're gonna go ahead and see what's going on in here, and whoever wants to talk or say something, share chart on stream. Just please talk, because I don't check the chat on stream on Zoom or on YouTube per se. I don't know why it's the Streamlabs chat doesn't work for me, since I have a Mac, which I'm selling to get a Windows. I'm gonna have a donations today, so in case you guys want to donate, so I go get a computer, go ahead and donate. you know, $10, $20, $100, and I'll build my own streaming computer, because MacBooks or Macs are really bad for streaming in 1080p. All right, so going back onto GJ, let's see how this GJ trade is playing out. Unfortunately, I did not get to hit my TP at 2.200. I'm still holding one position. One position got hit at 20 pips. I did miss this huge drop during the London session, which is okay. I was sleeping, I was tired. I really don't pay much attention to after 4 a.m. during the London session, and that's when it really happened at 4 a.m. 1 hour after. I'm sorry, I have as a reflex from coffee. Just give me 1 second. So anyway, guys, so you guys know that I analyze charts. You guys have any questions? I will be your chart analyzer for today. And so far, we're gonna be looking at GJ and gold and pairs. If you have any other pairs for me to analyze, just send me a chart or just let me know through the chat. And so far, right now, what I'm gonna do on GJ, since I don't want to hold this trade for any longer, I'll probably just close half of what I have running right now, which is a 5 lot, and leaving the rest run. So give me a second.
You execute the trade based on the 15-minute time frame, the 15-minute close.
I executed it. I was looking at this 15-minute time frame, and as it was pulling down, hard, and seeing that it had no top wick already, and it, candle looked kind of big. I decided to get in at that time. So
nice. Thank you.
yeah, top wick on a 15-minute candle. It's very it's awesome on GJ. Usually, most of the time, it means that it's gonna have a nice little drop. For example, here you see that 15-minute with no top wick. After that, a huge drop, and here too, 15-minute with no top wick, nice drop. So okay, I closed already everything here. I'm not gonna be struggling or looking at charts during the Asian session. Remember, guys, this is mostly just to look for setups, analyze, charts, and see how we can improvise our trading skills, basically. So I actually had a one-on-one with someone who asked for my help. He's in here right now, Rad, asking me why was GJ dropping at that point, and mostly it was a basic explanation. Going on to the higher time frames, we can clearly see that now it's that we're getting a price correction. Finally, I've been talking about this for the last maybe 3 weeks already, a whole month maybe. So this is telling me that we're getting a price correction, and now we're getting closer to these rejection wicks on the weekly. So this can be a support zone. So for it to be a support, I will have to go on the daily and start seeing some sort of consolidation on the daily time frame. Maybe some engulfment in here, and a range basically on the daily. So I want to see something like this in here for then to decide whether price is going to break up, keep going up, or keep going down. So usually at this moment, since we had a pretty decent pullback and we corrected a lot of price, this candle closed with no top wick, meaning that there is no range to the top. Now this one has a little tiny wick on the daily. This is the brand new daily. It just started about 1 hour ago. So this candle right here will be the deciding factor whether to come down to this next support, and this next support will be at 148,800. We're gonna just use key levels or PPLs, psychological levels like 0.200, 0.500, 0.800, and flat, so we don't get too confused on the higher time frames. Okay. Let's see what else. So now we're gonna go into the 4 hour, see what's going on until the 4 hour, which is my favorite time frame on the HDF. That way I can see the sentiment of the market on a very good basis when it comes to scalping. I can see where the resistance is and the support is created. So let's take a quick look at this. In the meantime, let me just delete some of these lines that we don't need as of right now, since we might be heading down and get this wick fill here. But so far this is becoming a support area. So let's go ahead and just say that this is a support area, support. And looking back, we are going to look at the resistance, our supply zone. So this will be the main resistance on the 4 hour time frame, mainly because that gap was completely filled over the weekend. So let's go ahead and call this resistance. Jesus, let me close that window. Resistance on the 4 hour. So now we have a beautiful range on the 4 hour to trade in. As a scalper, we're not gonna look for a trade that's gonna take longer than maybe an hour, 2 hours, maybe 4 hours tops, right? If it's taking more than a day, then it will be a swing. All right, so far on the 4 hour, it looks like we're creating a high at this point. Mack attack. Hey, what's up? Can I join your Zoom for a free breakdown on BTC? No, I don't break down Bitcoin. So this will be a high, and this will be a low. Now the next step, either we come down or we go up, will be the deciding factor to then create another high. And if we do create another high, making some sort of resistance at this point, we can either go down to range, or if we break this current support, then this will become a lower high and this will become a lower low, creating the next destination, a lower low, right? Simple microstructure, correct? So nothing really hard to see here. This is a high, low, lower high, lower low. All right, now the next the other scenario will be this high created here, and we have a low created here. Now what can happen now is that we can go ahead and say this high will be respected, or it will be pierced. So we have a rebound of this current support, straight going up, and at this point, let's say we hit a resistance, right? So we start creating resistance around that 0.200 key level. So once we get the resistance done, what can happen is that we can get a retest. And if we fail to break this zone here, most likely we're going to consolidate around this area. All right. Now that's the scenario where we consolidate. And this will be the last scenario where we could go ahead and break the resistance and continue up to create the next, to continue the bullish run that we can see on the higher time frame. So what we can do here is go ahead and mark this zone here as a low, right? And if we decide to go up, break resistance, right? And continue up, create some sort of support maybe at the 0.800. resistance again at 0.800, and then continue down to then retest that resistance and break up. This will be a high, this will be a low, this will be a high, and at this point this is simple market structure of higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. Finally a higher low. Make sense? And then continue up. So you got three different scenarios. You just gotta pay attention how a market reacts around the resistance and around the support zone. All right, so far on GJ, let's see what's going on the smaller time frames. So maybe we could get a trade in. All right, so 30-minute. Well, it looks like it's about to hit that 0.200. I did close already, so I'm not really too. I'm not really looking into any trades right now, but I'm seeing here that at the break of this previous low on the 30-minute, you have your resistance here and our support down here, and this is a 4-hour support, so we're gonna say that this is a strong support. As long as we keep breaking down here, we have one target, which is this wick fill here, and below that wick fill we start looking for basically possible targets, and what we do is that we go look to the left, seeing where price is at. We have one target here, another one here, and another one here, and finally this one here, which is it was a previous resistance. So yeah, multiple targets, a lot of destinations. So parameters for tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and write them down here, so you guys can know more or less what to expect. This is a no trade zone at the moment. Let me get a little bigger here. And sales will play at the break of 0.200. Sales only if sales if type in the whole number. All right, let me close that fucking door. All right, so that makes sense. And for buys, the parameter would be buys at the break of 149.390, or let's say 400, with a strong bullish candle confirmation, candle close, whether 30 minutes or 50 minutes. 50 minutes. So that makes sense. You guys agree? Chat, everyone on YouTube. Good. You agree? Give it a like to the video. Say yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on here. Sorry for the question, but what is usually a top wick? A top wick or a bottom wick or any wick means a range based on the volatility, right? So, or liquidity. So let's say we have a wick like this to the upside. That means that price usually it's close to a session, or it can happen randomly. So it's just a liquidity grab to the upside for price to basically take buyers out in this scenario and continue. I mean sellers, well, buyers basically out, getting them stopped out, and then continue down with the liquidity grabbed. Okay. Recommendations of a forex broker in Toronto, Canada. The Trader's Domain. Um, the Trader's Domain, which is the broker that I use. So you go to the Trader's Domain, and that's the broker that I use. I'm also doing a. I actually got an account from these people. They're called the Funding Talent. So they gave me a 25K account just to like try it out, and a link so you guys can sign up. I can definitely go ahead and help you guys with whatever it is. If it's from the Funding Talent, I already gave an explanation why I think a funding, company can be beneficial for you, especially around this time when funds can be kind of hard to get by, right? You can always trade a funded account that makes more sense if you don't have to. Yeah, not black bull markets. I'm sorry, black bull markets. They fucked up a friend of mine, and I really don't suggest anyone to go with black bull markets. The only um, um, broker that I recommend for Canada, it's the Trader's Domain. I have a link in my Instagram. What you do is that you just go onto my Instagram here, bam, 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 and the multiple links are here. You have the chance to go ahead and say you want to go ahead and set up your broker, which is your live account, and also set up a this is the Trader's Domain, and this is the Funding Talent, which is a prop firm. Basically, they give you 25K accounts or 100K accounts, and as a beginner, what I suggest everyone to do, don't go ahead and trade a 100K account if you've never traded 100K before. That does not make any fucking sense. If you've never seen 100K before, whether it's in in business, sales, or even in your bank account, it does not make any sense for you to trade a $100,000 account. So start low, 25K account. I believe it's like $100, and you get it. And the profits are based on a split. I believe the split is very high, so you get 80% of your profits. Oh look, target got hit 0.200, so that's good. So yeah, to begin with, you have the Trader's Domain in Canada, which is perfect broker. I know the owner personally, and if you ever decide to go with a funding account, then definitely want to go ahead and go with the Funding Talent. It's actually cheaper than FTMO. I did FTMO like last year around May. I passed the challenge, but then I had some problems with the profit split because my bank account was in a different language, and they wanted me to make it, modify it, and it's impossible. So I stopped using them. So it looks like we're breaking below that area now. What we need to do, since we're still 40 minutes away from Asian Open, it's it's to wait for this candle to close below that 0.200 area to finally get that wick fill. Hopefully, we don't get it within the next 8 minutes. We can get a nice close below this zone here, and on the next 15-minute candle, we can go ahead and jump in and have a very nice stop loss right above this area. for price to continue down. Because what I've seen a lot during the Asian session is that we get a lot of fake outs. So I'm in Montreal. What about Hugo's Way? Hugo's Way, it's horrible. Customer service there is horrible. It's like McDonald's for brokers. You want to have a broker that's very independent, and for me, that independent broker, indie or whatever you want to call it, it's the trader's domain. The owner, like I said, I know him personally, so any problems you have with the trader's domain, I can go ahead and try to help you out as much as possible. Problems with brokerages are always, you can always have a problem with the brokerage, but what matters is the customer service, how quick you can get that answer. Hugo's Way, fucking, it's like whenever you join IML or one of these fucking stupid, marketing firms that they don't even know how to trade, or do a chart, they send you automatically to the Hugo's Way. Hugo's Way has a little, you don't pay as much in commission, maybe like $1 or $2 less per lot, but the spreads are horrible. Sometimes they jump really high, and yeah, it's a mess. It's a freaking mess. So now, guys, based on what I was talking about before, so it looks like this support is not being held, and what we can see right now is we created that high that we have now going for the next lower low to have that bearish market structure, and maybe keep of course keep looking for sales as we keep correcting price. But if you look on the weekly, we're still kind of close to these wicks around here. As long as we we stay around this area here, and we start breaking below that this support here, or even this support down here at 146, it's perfect. These are big ranges, so it's good to play with. So this is where price is. Next support is at 100 pips at 148. 200. Yeah, let's see. We still got 7 minutes for the 15-minute candle to close. An impulse trade would have been at the break of this support we have here, and this would have been your trade. Expecting to get that wick fill, as I explained before. So you have this entry down here, your stops right at the top of that 15-minute candle, and your take profit or partial take profit would have been at this wick fill here. So 13 pips, and that's it. Easy trade, easy peasy. It says trader's domain does not accept Canadian clients. You have to go onto my Instagram if you don't have it, Red Lotus, and where it says country, what you do is that you type in crypto instead of country, crypto for Canadians, Canucks. It's gonna give you the option. It's gonna say just crypto. So just type in a C for crypto, and it's gonna work out. So nice little trade called out here. Basically, saying I said at the break of that support, we can continue down to get that wick fill. It's only 13 pips, but it's it is what it is. It's good enough for the Asian session. And I closed mine at 0.200. I ran another 7, 8 pips. I'm not greedy, so letting it run. I'm in Toronto. I'll give the trader's domain a try. Yeah, man, Jay, go ahead. Like I said, go onto Instagram or whatever. There's a link tree under my name. So that link tree is gonna give you the link directly to the process to create the account. So right here, and for country, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna look for crypto. It's like hidden down here. Crypto. Where is Burner at? Burner should be here. Let me see. Want me to call him? And yeah, and also whoever wants to try the funding talent, click on the funding talent, and you just basically go to an account. And go into the account and whatever. And like I said, guys, you don't have to trade $100,000 account. It's I think it's like $700 or $600 to get that. So it does not make any fucking sense. You know, if you've never traded $100,000 account. And then you start trading 10 lots, 15 lots, and you've never traded that. Once you start seeing, even if it's a demo account or whatever, and you start seeing that drawdown of $1,500, you're gonna be fuck this. You're not gonna make any profit. So easily just start with a 25K account, and you use your regular lot sizes, and that's it. It's easy, easy, easy. Don't be a hero, or don't try to stand on the ground with $100,000 account, which is still demo. Um, Build your foundation through whatever prop firm you use, which in this case I'm gonna try out the funding talents, as I already did FTMO. With the aggressive account, I think the drawdown is like 10% per day, and you could lose as much as you want. And I guess you get daily payouts. I mean, bi-weekly payouts, or and there's also the aggressive model, or the normal model, which the drawdown is like 5% of it. Let's see how GJ's doing. GJ's finally getting close to that target. As of right now, if you're in this trade, I would suggest you to close partials. We're 2 minutes away from 7:30, so just try to close at least 80% of your position, maybe. Should continue down and get that wick fill. But anyway, guys, whoever took that trade, easy money. That was it. What type of audio? Or Audi? The car A6. I have an A6 S9. Mac, do you think gold buys above 1728.64? Gold is a mess, guys. Stop. Don't even look at gold right now. Gold is very messy right now. So parameters on gold are basically buys above 1728.68 and sells under this area here. I'm gonna move it a little lower underneath the wicks on the 30-minute. Actually, on the 15-minute, since it's a little lower than that. Man, it's really hot in here already. Fucking New York is gonna get hot in the summer. Cold winters usually mean hot summers, right? So right here, break up below 1725. Whoever asked that, Rajat, Forex Frank says he got in late, but you got in, bro. You got in. Now you see how that 30-minute candle closed. It looks like it closed with barely any wick to the top. Most likely we're either gonna reject or continue down. So this is kind of like the deciding factor whether to stay in the trade or not stay in the trade. Like I said, I've seen this a lot. Sorry, bronchitis. And I've seen this a lot. You get a little tiny pump down, bam, 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 and get the wick fill, and then boom, retracing down. But by the looks of it, I think we're gonna continue down, guys. I think we're gonna fucking wreck it. So whoever took that trade, hit the like button. Anyone who took that trade in the chat, say yes, yes. Win. Give me some W's. If you ever took that trade on GJ, as I was explaining. Safer sells underneath 149 flat. Yeah, but that you would be a little too late. Right here at 149 flat. Perfect, awesome. A couple W's in here. W's, nice, awesome, perfect. At the break of 149 flat, which is this line here, which is that wick fill, yes, it makes sense. You will be a little late to the party, But you know, if you want to go ahead and play it safe, wait for that 149 closure with at least 1 15-minute candle closing below 149 flat, or maybe a couple 5-minute candles closing underneath the that support. Oh, somebody made 3,500 pounds. Oh shit, what the fuck. Awesome. Well, it was an easy, simple trade, very technical, and whoever caught it, you know, dope. But yeah, whoever's looking for trades right now underneath 149, remember that we still got 28 minutes till Asian Open, so you still have that volatility from New York close coming in. Sellers getting into the market to continue with that price correction on the higher time frames. Looking onto the daily, we've had I believe one, two. It looks very nice on the daily. You know, a lot of price correction. So I believe that if we continue down, you know, we have this support here. Let me take the drawings out. This support down here, this will be the perfect area to swing it per se, right here, because you have this liquidity wick, meaning that, you know, price went down to grab liquidity to then continue up, and this also can be another target. So 147,500 and 148,500. So 100 pips and 100 pips. Well, 50 pips and then 150 pips. JPY news in a moment. Usually, Japanese news around this time is not going to affect GJ as much, so I'm not going to take that in consideration. We already called that trade in. It's, you know, it worked out perfect. Don't be a hero and get another entry as soon as news happen. You know, just wait. Usually, it's not gonna give you that much of an impact. Japanese news are not that much of a deal when it comes to GJ. Even though, you know, you have a high impact news or whatever you want to call it as a folder on the on Forex Factory. Not all the time it means that it's gonna have an impact on the oh, it's just a monetary policy, really not that much. 16 minutes, and SSPI and PMI. PMI might give you some volatility, not much. I'm late, just came from Capital Hungry. Oh shit, somebody's here from Gvens. Nice, dope. Do you think GJ is reversing or just exhaustion phase? Reversing? No, I don't think it's reversing. It's just basically we're at the end of Q1, first quarter of the year. First quarter will be 3 months, right? Usually the fiscal year is divided by 4 quarters. You have first quarter up to March, and, you know, and so on, June, and September, November, yeah, and September. So during those fiscal quarters, usually there's usually a reset in the market. You know, buyers come in and cash out if we're in a bullish trend. Once they're cashing out at the top of the top right here, for example, that's when sellers come in and apply some pressure to get some price correction to then continue the momentum bullish, right? There is no, you know, if you're looking into the bigger picture here, let's go into the monthly. GJ has gotten up to easily 193, guys, and this is back in, you know, 5 years only, so not much. We have Ted in the house, 5 years only, and really not that much going on. So yeah, like I said, and that's the owner of my favorite broker. Like I said before, guys, it's the Trader's Domain. If you're in Canada or whatever, you gotta use crypto as the name of the country. I use it all the time. Apart from my other account, the Trader's Domain has never given me a problem. Hugo's Way is a piece of shit. Don't ever use it. That's like the McDonald's of 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 brokerages. So yes, gold is going to dump later. Like I said before, we have these parameters here. So 1725, a break underneath that for confirmations. And in case we have a reversal, then you have to be aware of a 1728 touch. So 1728, 1725, really not that big of a range, only 30 pips. And as said, we got a little nugget here from Ted saying that it might or it will drop later on. So let's go ahead and wait until Asian opens. And if we start seeing a break underneath here, I'm gonna go ahead and see how can we enter that trade on gold. So let me just type in the parameters here. So we have the non-trade zone. So we won't be looking for any trades in this area. And we have Jivan in here too. Oh shit, nice. So we have the whole click. Click, click, click. What the fuck are you saying? I copied the whole thing you said. You fucking dickhead. We talked about this last stream, bro. Jivan is such a fucking pot steer, but not gonna lie, Jivan has taught me a lot, and he's like my little mentor brother. For buys, we're gonna look for buys above 1728, even though we're in a bearish trend on the 15-minute lower time frames. But anyway, buys above 1728, just confirmations will be wait for a 30-minute or 15-minute candle bullish close above the rejection zone. The rejection zone is the rectangle, right? That purple area that I have drawn here is drawn in there for a reason. It's not just so it can look pretty. And parameters for sales down to 1722. Wait for sales. Wait. No, let's not make it too difficult waiting for momentum. Let's wait for just a break. For a break. Man, this bronchitis is killing me. I really can't go to the gym with a mask on, bro. I really can't. Breaks. Sales wait for a break below, and I'm losing my memory too. Below 1725, 700 per se. So just wait for momentum with the Asian session open at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Simple. It's a little smaller. Perfect. I hope that makes sense, guys. Being a visual, I guess, trader, meaning that you have to type in everything that you're kind of noticing. It helps a lot because that's gonna give you that parameter saying.
Yeah, Mac, move to the 4 hour.
Let's go into the 4 hour.
Yeah. So you see, can you zoom in just a bit?
Yes, sir.
So this candle here, this candle right here is nothing. That's just noise towards the end of the day. Expect this candle to pop up a bit and then continue to drive. So we should fill this area over here. and then essentially down to probably here. This whole area is going to get filled.
All right, so yeah, basically, this wick down here, you're saying too, right? 1719.
Yep.
So what I could do, since you mentioned that before, and I did not notice that, what I could do is just draw a line here, which will be a next area of support. Hopefully, if we continue to drive price down, I'm not gonna draw a rejection zone here. It's just gonna be a line for visual references. But like Ted said, we have this support here at 1725, even though we don't see it as clear because we're on the
Right.
4 hour. As long as we continue down and we start, we keep on breaking these wicks, these lows, it definitely makes a lot of sense seeing that this is a complete black area. Well, basically a zone with no problem down here.
Yeah. So it's going to pop up a bit, and then it should drive back further down afterwards.
Exactly. And what I like about gold too, like GJ, is when it comes to market structure, when it comes to higher highs or higher lows, it's very simple and very easy to notice. Um, if we're not consolidating like how we are doing that right now, before that, this previous 4 hour candle, how we were consolidating, it was very hard to read price action, knowing that it's either going to break above or break below. So now that we did break below this area, it makes more sense that we can pop up more to grab liquidity, have a wick to the top side, and then continue with a bearish momentum, and finally, retest these previous lows marked with these wicks right here. So we have 1724, as I explained before, then 1722 and 1719, and finally after 1719 is a free fall, basically. Free fall doesn't mean that you're gonna just hold that trade forever. What you're gonna do here is that you're gonna look for your next target on the 4 hour. Like as I mentioned before, I usually look for engulfing candles like this, and I mark them as possible targets. In this case, as I'm seeing wicks to the downside, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use my rejection tool, my rectangle, and I'm gonna draw a zone like that, and basically this is going to be the long-term target on gold, which is 1700, basically 1701, call it even 1700. But yeah, we definitely need to get some liquidity to the upside, as Ted said, and then see price continuing down, breaking this low here, which is this tiny wick down here, and that's gonna give you basically the go to say that we're gonna continue down and finally retest these previous wicks. Very simple. The only thing is that on the smaller time frames, gold is a real bitch to trade because of the retracements we get. Right, we get sometimes a 30 pip breakout, right, to the upside, and then the next 15-minute candle is going to go ahead and retrace and go back into that range. And then once you see it going back into the range, you're going to think on your own that, oh shit, it's just going to consolidate now. But no, a lot of times it's just going to go ahead and break down and break that previous support, and I've seen that a million of times. So that's what I'm saying. Wait, Jeevan is bothering me, bro. Yo, Jeevan, we're gonna have this conversation later, bro. Whatever I said about buyers coming into the market and creating highs and lows, that's basically fundamentally, and I got that from Jeevan, Capital Hungry. If you guys can see here on the top left side, and it makes sense. Quarter one ending, buyers coming into the market, or well, leaving the market. Cashing out basically their positions, and now sellers coming in on GJ, and this is basically what's happening to with gold. So makes perfect sense. That's why I like trading GJ and gold at the same time. That it's not correlated, but it gives the same market structure, similar. Only thing about gold is that you have these heavy pullbacks, which is something that You really shouldn't be trading with a small account, basically, unless you use your risk management is on point and you use a lot size that's gonna make sense to support at least maybe a 20 to 30 pip stop loss. Otherwise, you're just gonna get burned because you're just gonna start closing positions as soon as you get that pullback of 20 pips. But yeah, we're getting close to that 8 p.m. Mark. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna leave this to Bernard. Bernard, no, I'm playing. Bernard just jumped. No, I'm playing with you. I'm just gonna go grab some water right now, guys.
I was gonna say, bro, I haven't even looked at my chart yet today.
No, because I saw you right now. So I hope you're gonna take over and do the AU breakdown. But yeah, guys, just be careful. These are the parameters for tonight's session. Buys above that area and sells below basically 1725. Just make sure that we get that break underneath the rejection zone. Like I said before, if we do get a breakup of that area and you decide to get at least 10 pips, it's perfectly fine. 10 pips is perfectly fine, but don't expect price to continue up and retest that previous resistance here. I'll just be right back. Give me 1 second. Let's grab some water. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense what Ted said on the 4 hour for price to continue up, create some sort of liquidity grab, kind of like how we see here, right? And price then dump. So something like this, a bullish candle turning bearish maybe, or still bullish, closing weak with a wick to the top, and then the next one will be a continuation down, breaking and piercing right under these support areas or wicks, whatever you want to call them, right? If you notice, 1725, these are very close to these rejection wicks, hence why I made it into a strong support level. And 1722 also due to these wicks right here, and the final call it Bowser or the boss will be this wick right here. I think this was not created to the news. It was just pure technical. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Just be careful with the smaller time frame entries. As a scalper, what you want to do is just get at least just 15-20 pips on gold and call it a day, right? But if you want to go ahead and hold it on a small position, or maybe your runners, you're more than welcome. Just be aware that you can get a lot of fake outs. Let me see if I could find that time. Oh, I think it was here. Yeah, this here. Yeah, during the Asian session, right? So we had that 1 hour. If we look into the 1 hour, basically filled that 1 hour. It continued up. I believe we were gonna continue to 1750, but then it just retraced all the way down, right, on the next one, and it broke right back to this small range. Oh well, not small range we had here, and it started to create just your lower high and your lower low and your next lower low, and now your lower high, and then a consolidation stage. And right now we're just basically ranging in these in this 1 hour zone, which is merely it's just 30 pips, not that big of a deal. I believe we can break during the Asian session opening. So give me a couple minutes, guys, and I'll be right back. By the way, thank you, Ted. Ted shows up out the blue. He gives nuggets. He's like Pablo Escobar. I'll be right back, guys.
sleepy as fuck today. Trading this shit.
Oh, that's good. Bernard, how long have you been trading?
Was good.
How long have you been trading?
Forex, I've been trading, I think, like 4 years now. And then stocks, like 10, 11.
And wow, a lot.
Yo, Burner,
Yo.
the real question is how long you been smoking for?
You know. Off and on, off and on. What y'all looking at on the charts right now, though?
Nah, not much. It's going slow. You know how Asian is, bro.
Yeah, nah, because I actually been a little busy today, so I haven't been on the charts, and I just opened up, and I seen AU tank today.
Oh, you trade AU?
That's wifey. Shit.
Oh, damn. What kind of pairs you traded? It's not just GJ and gold?
I don't touch GJ. I don't like GJ.
For real?
Yeah, for me personally, I don't like GJ.
Damn, now Raja got me into that shit.
No, that's good. It's for a lot of people. You know what I mean? A lot of people do trade it good. It's just for me personally, I don't know. The few times I tried, I just catch bad. I'll get stopped out, and then it'll go back my way. So I just stay away.
Yeah, I fuck with gold though. Gold really be moving nicely.
Yeah, gold's blessed. Yeah, blessed.
Gold literally. Yeah.
Very disciplined all the time with that though, because everyone loves gold when they're winning, but then when they're taking losses on gold, suddenly everyone's quiet.
Because the losses be crazy, bro. Especially when you got those mental stop losses, them shits kill you.
You can't do that mental stop loss with
Nah, you definitely can't.
Definitely not gold, man. because then it'll be a mental account. That'll be a blown account.
Fact. How come?
I say that because also, bro, I used to do that shit. Like back 2-3 years ago, sometimes I'd be trading on the roof, man, roofing, do a quick scalp. I would scalp like 20-30 times a day. And on some of them, honestly, you'd be like, damn, you know what? I got stopped out 2 times in a row. You know what? This time I'm not going to run the stop. I'm going to leave a bigger stop. And then, yeah, that mental stop loss, look what it does. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, that's just dumb, bro. Because then what happens, in all honesty, what happens? You have a mental stop, and then it crashes way below what you were expecting it to. So now, you're not going to close it.
You're not going to close it, yeah.
Psychology, you're now thinking to yourself, oh, wait, maybe now it's going to come back my way.
Nah.
And you know what? Let me add more to it.
Uh-huh.
And then there you go. And then it'll drop again, you know what I mean?
How long you been trading Forex for?
Forex? Like 4 years, I think.
4 years? How long it took you to like be profitable?
Profitable? There's phases, bro. With me, honestly, I was profitable after about 1.5 years, 2 years. And I was very consistent making a killing. But then with me, sometimes I get, what's the word for it? It's just overweight sometimes. Too much of regular life gets in the way. And we think, oh, you know, if I make $1,000 today instead of a couple $100 today, well, it'll solve my problems. So what do you do with that lot size? You start increasing it. You start doing dumb things. And then that's when, you know, the God, the universe, whatever you may call it, the market, it'll humble you. It'll tell you straight up, nope. You might win 80, 90% of the time, but guess what? That day that you want to be greedy, I guarantee that's the day you're going to take a loss.
Nah, facts.
It's just the way life works, bro.
How many trades a day do you take usually? Like,
oh, now?
Yeah.
Now that I'm like at home and I'm not really working like that, I usually trade probably 2 to 3 trades a day, but in those trades I have multiple positions, you know? I'll scalp and I'll look on the 1 and 5 minute and I try to ride the higher time frames with it. But with AU, there's a lot of, like, if you look at the 15 and 30 minute, you'll see a lot of candles just come back and forth looking like barcodes. So, you know, for most traders like you, for example, you would look at that and say, well, that's trash. Why would you want to trade this? For me, I see it as, well, it's like a ping pong match. So if I see I can sell it here, cash out down here, wait a little bit, wait for a buy it back up. Or what I started doing better now is wait for it to come up. Instead of buying it both ways, just go with the overall bias on it. You know? Well, you know, quick exit, enter back in, and that's it. And then try to have some that start pushing as runners. When I trade gold, I'll probably trade like 10 times a day because I hyper scalp it. And that's the problem. And that's the reason why right now I don't trade gold. And usually when I do trade gold, I usually don't share it with people.
Yeah, thanks. I thought you was a teacher first when I first seen your name.
He looks like a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Burner.
I was like that, like I was a teacher.
He looks like one though, right?
Yo, that's funny, man.
Yeah, man. No, I'm just an average person, bro. That's it.
I feel you, bro.
You got knowledge, you share it. I just share my opinions, my perspectives. What people get out of it, good for them, you know.
How did you get into Forex though? Like, how was that? Like,
with Forex, basically, this guy I knew, he saw a lot of my my reports, like with my stocks and the amount of percentages I was making. However, I wasn't using that big of capital to make it worth it because, you know, with stocks, you may make 80%, 100%. That's great, but that's going to take you a few months. You know what I mean? Unless you're trading penny stocks and you don't know the pump and dump and hype shit. No, but he saw that and he kind of was like, look, if you don't have the proper capital, why don't you get into Forex and use whatever principles you use with that? Because at least you can use the leverage and etc. You know? And basically, just that's how I got into it. One thing fell into another. I was actually searching online. And then someone tagged me. They said, hey, look, this guy's page you're looking at really isn't a great trader. Look, this is the guy that's teaching me. He's pretty good. And that's when he put me on my mentor, you know? So.
Roger's your mentor?
No, Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted was my mentor. He's my mentor. But no, Raja, I've known Raja for a while as well. Raja's taught me a lot of things as well. Yeah. That's the blessing about the family. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good people within it that we all kind of look out for each other, help out each other, you know?
Facts.
So to speak, you have like a brotherhood of mentors, not just a specific mentor, you know?
Do you guys trade Asian every day? Because Asian be moving kind of slow sometimes, you know what I mean?
No, we don't. The reason why
I check it almost every day, yeah. If I see, like right now, if I was trading AU today with the way it looks, I would have been in sales. And right now, what I would do for Asian is I would wait for this to retrace up to about 76.25 maybe, and I would probably look for sales again if I was to make a trade. But since I haven't been on the charts all day, I kind of have to make sense of it. Like I was about to check on the news and stuff like that to make it make sense, because what you have to do is when you're not seeing the charts, you have to still go back on the day and say, like, okay, on the 1 hour charts, why this time frame did it make a jump? You know, and check out, was there a news event? Was there something new that was happening? You know what I mean? And that's something that a lot of people don't do. So with me, how often I normally watch the charts is basically imprinted in my mind. Like I can look at the hourly chart and know exactly from 5 days ago what news that was that gave it that push, you know?
Damn.
Oh yeah, and like I literally got home less than an hour ago. I just hopped on here with y'all, so I'm kind of just backtracking everything at the moment, looking.
Facts.
But what do you mostly trade in, and what sessions do you trade if you don't trade Asian?
New York session, and I only been trying to like master gold and DJ. I've been like a year into it so far. I haven't seen like too much profit. It's been kind of like on and off, but my skill level has really improved. So
what's your typical style?
Just I'll just scalp.
But what sense? Like if you're looking at let's say you say gold in New York session. So let's say Asian session was consolidating the night before, London session came out and was heavy bearish, and now you're looking at gold at a support line. Are you still going to go with the bearish momentum from London, or are you just, like, that's what I'm asking. Like, you're going to buy, or you're going to sell, and what is your pip area? Like, are you aiming for 30 pips, 5 pips? It all depends.
Just like 10 pips, but as far as the first question, I don't really know. Like, I'll just go on a New York session with Raja, and like kind of see what he's thinking about it, shit like that.
You get an overall bias.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It like I said, it all depends on your style, what your setup is.
Yeah.
Some people might counter trend that 10 pips. Some people might go with the momentum with the 10 pips.
Oh wow! Look at this on GJ. We did got close to that target, right? 148 to 900. We rejected it, and now we're creating that 15-minute bullish candle that's actually breaking the highs of the previous 30-minute. So this is what I was talking about during the Asian session, guys. As soon as 8 p.m. hit, you got, if we're holding trades, when I said secure, like that was right around here, right? And you didn't secure, you got fucked. You got fucked. So right now, what you're gonna do is just wait for support to be established. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna move this down here. That was a previous target. Take this one off. Trying to see where this next range is gonna form from where to where. Basically, that's our next resistance, which is at 149.200, and after that we have 149.380. Maybe we're still we're looking to make at the next higher high to then continue up. If not, we're just making a lower high at that moment. If we retest that previous resistance at 0.200 and we don't break above that area. So something like this perhaps, and a retest to the downside. If we break below, perfect. If we don't, then we can go ahead and break and continue up, or you just range throughout the session until London opens. So basically, you want to go ahead and plan out what the setup can be and can possibly play out if you decide to trade the London session. So going on to the higher time frames again, let's go ahead and check what's going on with the daily. I'm gonna go ahead and try to make it cleaner. So daily so far, we haven't had a daily candle this big in a while, right? So we've seen some correction happening before, which has only made two daily candles turned bearish. Not that big of a deal. I wouldn't consider that a correction on a technical status, on a technical side of the charts. Now this right here, this engulfment and this continuation down with such strong volume and momentum, and we're still not even closing the month, I can consider this a price correction, and the next target that I'm expecting will be this support area at 148 400 370, so somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and try to make this cleaner. I know I have a lot of lines, so they just, you know, they're there for a reason. And these lines that I just drew were basically the lower time frame targets. So now that we failed to continue down, and now we're creating these candles. I don't know the name of the candles when they close with a big fucking wick and a small body, hammer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? So this is basically an indecision candle. So we don't know if we're gonna continue up or we're gonna continue down. The closure of the candle is gonna indicate more or less the sentiment of DJ on the lower time frame. So it's gonna either continue bullish or bearish, or we're just gonna range around this area. So this is usually 20 pips down to 149 flat, down to 148 800 will be another 20 pips. So yeah, and gold finessed the shit out of you. Oh, us, I guess. Did not take a trade on gold. I'm not trading gold until I see a clean break, and it has to be during a high volatile session like the New York session or maybe London, but I'm not trading London anymore. I'm sorry, Jeevan. Jeevan hasn't seen me in the London session for a while. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my sleep rescheduled so I'll be more productive during the day. Anyway, remember guys, set up your parameters, buys, sells, if and only if and only if, whatever you want to put on it. So that's gonna be your kind of like your argument, saying that if we break below this area, then there is a high possibility that we're gonna continue down and get these wick fills down below here, or finally get these targets at 1722 that are coming from the higher time frames and 1719. So far, we're 9 minutes into the Asian session, Asian market, so we have to wait. There's nothing else to do here. Just wait. That DJ trade played out perfectly fine at the break of that this small support here, which was a strong support, as I mentioned to you guys before. This is a 4-hour support. It broke beautifully. That 15-minute candle had barely any wick to the top, meaning that there was not that much of a range for it to continue up. And yeah, basically momentum just drove price down. That 15-minute close with no wick to the bottom, so that at that point you had to be on top of it, and that's when you have to manage your trade, because we already had that wick fill basically down here, right? So for price to continue down, it was just based on momentum, and around that time we were still maybe 45 minutes. Oh no, yeah, 45 minutes at 7:45. So 15 minutes before the Asian Open session. So right now it's just a waiting game. No trades for now. If you close, perfect. If you're holding, perfect. Just manage your trade accordingly, because this can easily go back up here and retest 0.200. Mac, does Trading Nation session work out for you? Is that your main session? Oh no, I already explained that. Yeah, too much range. Do you do you mean momentum? Huh? Yeah, no, I mean momentum. We need momentum to break support, or continue up to break resistance, and that's what we need on gold. Basically, we need a break. The break can come from momentum, or it's just ranging so far. Only thing to do right now is just wait. And I believe Berner was saying something about AU sells, which make total sense. The good thing about AU is that once you go into just the daily, you can easily see the market structure on it. And at the break of this support at 77040, we know that price will continue down to retest at least that previous support at 400. Fuck, goddamn, I hate reading these numbers. Fucking tiny and long. Tiny, tiny and long. So yeah, AU, it's a pair that moves super slow, but my boy here, he's a beast at it. Someone said something about how do you call it? What do you call that thing? Oh, the Dow US 30. So for US 30, what can we see during the Asian session? Which is a good question. I don't usually check indices during the Asian session, but let's see what's going on. Do they even move during the Asian session indices or no? I still have GameStop here. All right, let's check Nasdaq. See what's up. Nasdaq. It's just ranging, and the Dow. This is the US 500, S&P 500, ranging, and the Dow. It's Dow Jones. And the Dow Jones is just, it had a slight drop, nothing big to be honest. Market opens at 9:30 will be the stock exchange open in New York, 9:30 a.m. That's when you really have to look into US 30 to look for maybe an entry. So for now during the Asian session, you can trade you can trade the Nasdaq. Someone said here. Man, I really don't know because I don't trade indices. I dabble with them sometimes. You know, if I find a setup that's good enough, or if I hear on the morning news that the Nasdaq futures are high, most of the time before 9:30, you can see a nice spike up, and that's about it. You know, holding indices. I did that once, didn't like it. Holding GJ a couple times, but didn't like it. I mean, I'm gonna stick to my method, which is just 10 to 15 pips, then let the runner run. If it runs. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. So now looking into GJ looks like it retraced all the way to the entry point. So if you had your entries at break even at that point, you would have been stopped out, right? You know, whoever took the trade at the break of 149 flat, it ran about 8-9 pips, not that much, you know. But I said it already. We already had that wick fill done. Now it looks like we're just gonna range for now, and I'm trying to go ahead and focus more into gold. See if we could get that break below that area. Yeah, 9:30 a.m. is better to trade indices because they move faster. Correct. So you have the news release, which is gonna release the futures. Basically, it's gonna tell you how the market is gonna open, more or less, what happened overnight. You know, because these indices are being traded all over the world, and we have different sessions depending on the continent you live in. And let's check this out closely. So ideally, I would like to see a break under 1725, 500, 700. How it's going right now, you know, it's catching liquidity. It's going to the 15-minute as it just broke. 15-minute currently has no top wick. Better safe than sorry will be to get a break underneath this support. So this this red line here. So something like this, right? Bam. Look at GJ, right? Look at GJ. Yeah, what's going on with GJ? Sloppy being sloppy, bro. Telling me look at GJ. I'm looking at GJ. What's going on? GJ is just ranging right now. I think that the move happened. New York's, the Asian session is not really giving us that much volatility. Yeah, man, we only drink Fiji water around here. Sheesh. And gold, I want to see that break under 1725. But yeah, GJ, if you want to take a buy at that point, I would, I would highly suggest anyone basically just to wait for a breakup of this wick here, that 15-minute high, right? For price to continue up by staying above 0.00, and the retest will be at 0.200, which is already it's already 10 pips from the break of that previous high. It looks like it's breaking, and it's 8:20. Still got another 40 minutes for that first hour, and if it gives you that volatility, then Gucci, you got that trade. See, what's that? 8%. All right, let's keep on looking at gold, because I strongly believe that this was a fake out, and we can continue down right now. But ultimately, what I want to see is at least that 30-minute break underneath 1725. It's the way it's moving. You have an easy target here down to 316. Yeah, 316. Matt, can you ask Burner why he prefers AUD USD? Well, basically, I guess that was his first pair to trade, and he fell in love with it. And guys, stop saying, look at this, look at that. Just send me a chart if you want me to check all your opinion or your analysis or your bias on something. Because you're telling me GBP CAD going to 1.7 to 60892718. I don't know where that's at, man. GG CAD. But yeah, one trade called today, first thing during the session, worked out perfectly good. This is actually going up, probably to retest that previous resistance, creating a lower high to then continue down and keep on correcting somewhere price and 2 more pips, and that will be the 0.200 retest. But as we're getting close to that rejection zone here, I will start securing partials. You know, if you took that trade to the way up to the as a retest. What the heck? Who the fuck is? It's slow. What? What are you guys talking about? Burner? We talking no shit about burner? Slow? Slow what? AUD?
See what this boy is saying, bro.
The fuck? Man, don't be bringing no hate around here,
I
bro.
don't know what's up with this Muhammad cat. He just went troll and start talking some regular shit.
Oh,
David was asking a legit question, you know what I mean?
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
why? That's a perfectly good question. I answered him in the message. Like, bro, you know what I mean? Everybody's asking, all right, every group just over Muhammad Salih, he just wants to talk some regular shit, you know what I mean?
Oh
But
man,
he ain't speaking over his chest, though, so I don't know.
these people crazy. Oh fuck! Come on, guys. Just
I don't know. He's talking all that shit, but I just made my fucking 7 pips real quick, scalping, just like I told everybody was gonna happen. So,
oh yeah, no, okay,
like,
you.
like, motherfuckers talking shit over you. I'm zooted, bro. Like, you can't give a fuck about your whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, I literally told everybody in here I'm gonna look for a retest. It'll probably go up to like 76.20 something, most likely. Because why? It's been having that whole movement down. Asian session was just about to start, so it made sense for it to retrace a little bit for more sales to possibly continue.
Yeah.
So me looking at my small time frame, like always, what I do, I look at the 1 minute and boom, right away, it's closing above the EMAs. So what do I start doing? Monitoring it like always. You know the patterns, and that's it. So I don't know. I got my 7 pips. It's about to tap my next resistance at 76.16, which is my take profit spot. And
right here.
I'm done, G. Yeah, like I'm done for this small little scalp. That's all this is.
Yeah, right here. Look, so you have.
Oh no, yo, what? Yo, don't time out that Mohammed guy. I want to hear him talk. Don't time him now. I want to see what you got to say, man.
So yeah, basically you had your high here, then your low. It looked like it was creating a lower high.
And right
here.
now, the 5 minute just closed at 21 EMA.
Lower low. So
that's like another little level to take profit with a simple minor resistance. You know what I mean? Like, it's simple stuff, bro. Get in, get out, be done.
Right now, if it breaks, with momentum, it breaks above this area. What's your next target?
Oh, it could, it
easily here, right?
Say what again?
If it breaks resistance, this resistance here, your next target will be somewhere maybe around here.
Oh, and I'm not staying in this. I'm not staying in this.
No, I'm saying just in case.
If
you were to, right?
For that, I would then look at the 30-minute or the hourly next for that. Not on that time frame.
Gotcha.
Like next would be 76.24 would be my take profit area.
Gotcha. Like it makes a lot more sense. Of course.
But no, like I said, this trade I'm actually about to close it right now. Actually, once it taps 76.16, I'm out.
You about to close it, I say.
Yeah, bro. I just take my scalp trade and get out. That's it. Done.
You guys heard it. You guys heard
it. When people be talking shit, bro. Like
you guys heard the Yeah. So as I was saying, guys, on DJ, well, you got that 0.200 retest, perfectly fine. Now this is the area that you have to look after, on the smaller time frame, 5 minutes, 1 minute, and see. And once you start seeing rejection here, most likely we're gonna start heading down again, or consolidate as we're still, only 30 minutes into the Asian session. But yeah, that was a great push right above this candle wick. This wick here, that break, perfectly fine. Gave us around 8 pips, 10 pips. Yeah, 10 pips. That was good. See, back to gold. Gold, what is gold doing? Gold is just finessing the fuck out of everyone in here, guys. Don't be into gold right now. Just I suggest everyone either to wait for London Open to get more volatility in. Get a break out of this stupid ass range and continue down. So you have this range here. That's a fucking mission. You see how it's bouncing from zone to zone, and the zones are fucking perfect to the dot. And that's a bad sign to stay in gold at the moment, or even look at gold. GJ is just giving pips away easily. You had these sales, beautiful sales that I called at the beginning of the stream, right at the break of 149.200, down to that wick fill that was already 15 pips, perfectly fine. Continue down here, so 28 pips total. So whoever took it, pat yourself in the back and call it a day. Because I took it and I had an entry from here, way here, 6:15, I believe. 6:15. 6:15. I had an entry on, and I actually let it run. Let that shit run during the rollover. So 6:15, yeah, right around here. And now that I'm thinking, why did I enter? I know I entered because I saw a 30-minute candle with barely any wick to the top of this one right here. That 30-minute candle with barely any wick to the top gave me kind of like a signal. And then once I started seeing that this was breaking down, I kind of like retested again to the upside. That's when I entered. And it continued down. My TP was at 0.200. It didn't get there quite. It hit 0.217, so pip and a half away, not including commission. And then it just bounced back up here, created resistance, and then the next trade, which was during the pre-Asian session, 7 p.m., broke right below 0.200 and continued down to get that wick fill down here and retest that support that we drew here, which is coming from previous resistance zones. Right here, probably from the 4 hour maybe. But anyway, guys, so far it's just ranging right now. Gold doesn't look like it wants to break. Let's just stay here for a little longer, see if on the next 15 minutes we can get that break. If not, we could call it a day already.
Yo, Mack, just so you see why I exited on AU where I exited at?
I'm gonna check right now because that was at resistance, so maybe it bounced back.
And look at how quick it just dropped back. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, look at that rejection.
Yeah.
Yeesh. So that right there from the top, if you're a scalper and you know how rejections work, you can easily back out at least 7 pips already, 6, 7 pips without the.
You already know, bro. That was simple,
Simple, super simple. Now you have this little tiny support here on the 1 minute that it's, oh look, it's dropping pennies. So now easily it can get down to here. So we're not on a bearish momentum, so it makes a lot more sense that we're gonna continue dropping.
Exactly.
So from here to here will be 17 pips. That's the beauty of AU, that it respects the trend based on the higher time frame sentiment or momentum. And in this case, since we're bearish, makes more sense to continue selling. And it's basically an open space down to 0.75, 760 right here. And this will be the next rejection zone right here. Bang. And I don't know why I have a trend line drawn here. Let me check why. It looks like it was holding. Oh, this is coming from way before here. It broke and everything. Yeah, from way before here. Like buyers coming in here, creating highs, one little minor retracement, continuation up. This has been going on since November. So yeah, I kind of been looking at AU, not too much, basically because when you talk about AU, I look at the charts um, to see how it moves, because once you get like kind of like more experience in one pair, I'm guessing you want to experience have the feeling of trading different pairs. But for now, for me personally, I've gotten burned already with gold many times, and this is already like the third time that I'm coming back to gold. Hopefully, I don't burn my only account that I have left. The other one, it was just account to copy trades onto, and it got burned by gold mailing. GJ, very predictable, very easy. So continuing on GJ for now. It's what's making me money, and that's what I want to stick to. So that kind of answers the question for whoever asked if Bernard, why does he like AUD USD? Because that's what makes him money. So whatever makes you money, you stick to it. Oh, what the fuck, Ted? So be real with me. Does Ted smoke too? Ted, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Keep up the good work as it is past the midnight. Oh my god, it's a whisper.
My brothers and sisters, what's going on over there?
Hey, why
Yo, brother.
only one we have the girl one in the house? Yes, high five. Hey, so we have Kerwin in the house.
Oh man, I'm glad you changed the theme on your charts. Now they're black.
Yeah.
Nice.
Be Black Lives Matter. Nobody get offended here. Yeah. Black Lives Matter. No, yeah, I changed it because a lot of people were complaining because they couldn't see this fucking stamp in the back that it clearly says XAU USD, and they kept asking me for the name of the pair that I was trading and the time frame. So I got fucking tired of that. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let me change this shit to black so they can see it better. But yeah, black, it's alright. I like it. Chilling. Black. Black is orange is the new black.
Yeah. You guys took those sales on GJ or not?
Yes, sir. I called it right here at the beginning of the stream, at the break of this support here, 0.200, with stops at the top of that 15-minute candle, and the first take profit was the Wickfield here, and then the next was that support area at 900. So it was the 31 pip total, closed 15 pips, and my original trade started around here at 615, and I closed I closed 25 pips on it. So I closed
That's
like
awesome, man.
Yeah, when I started seeing this 15-minute candle here, kind of like struggling a little, and we're close already to the Asian Open. I just decided to close it. I don't know why I'm not holding any runners that much anymore. Like I said, most of the time they get stopped, so I'm like, let me just take the 20 pips and call it a day. It was two positions, one that got closed at 10 pips, and the other one that closed at 25 pips. So I'm more than happy with that. I had to pay swap, but that's okay. And so far now, GJ looks like it's retracing, probably to create the next lower high. And
be aware that GE can give you some sort of a structure around this area, and then if GE start trading inside this nasty range, London can easily make a correction to these numbers right here. So it's something that you have to be aware. Now, if you get some sort of wicks, rejecting this area right here,
is going to act as resistance, and then you know that tomorrow we'll have a nice sell-off.
Nice sell-off again. I missed the
Yeah.
sell-off during the London session. So London opened at 3 a.m. At 4 a.m. we had this massive drop here. Perfect drop, you know. No top wick or nothing. The entry here would have been at the break of this previous 15-minute wick, or if you go into the 30-minute time frame, if you want to be more, if you want to play safer and you want to go into an impulse trade, you would have had to wait until this support was broken at 150.400, and that would have been your entry. So
even on the 15 minutes this morning, I woke up around 5 a.m. in the morning, and I saw GJ trading on around this area. So this 15 minutes, but the problem was because I had the 150 around this area, strong key level. I wasn't expecting much of that move, and you know my stop loss at that point can easily be on top of this area. So I was thinking, man, if I risk 20 pips to get 25, didn't make sense to me. And the timing, I'm not a big fan of trading GJ at the new 4-hour candle opening, but the 4-hour just did the massive drop, you know, because
exactly.
the 4-hour candle closed around this area, small wick to the upside on the new 4-hour, it dropped a lot. But I didn't want to take that trade this morning, and I saw that thing happening.
Yeah, no, I saw it too. I woke up at 6 and I'm like, oh shit, this shit had dropped already. So really no trade for me either. But I knew that if we would get that retest to the upside on the maybe a 1 hour or the 30-minute, like how we did here, and we faked out, I knew that, you know, as soon as we will break the previous support, that would be a perfect entry to continue down and retest that wick here, right? That wick created on the 4-hour. And that was basically it. You know, this right here after London closed was very shitty, not that much volatility. And after you had this basically break right below here, right? Even though it was a little after my trading hours, it worked out. Small positions only, so you know, decided to keep it and run. Even though I had to pay swap fees, they didn't really matter much because I know that if we were to open and continue down during the Asian session, easily we would have gotten that wick fill or hit at least 0.200, which is what we did. Well, what it did. It didn't hit 0.200 on the dot. It hit 0.215, so it didn't hit my TP. So I had to wait until that retest up here, and then I kind of stayed in the trade for a little longer, down to 300 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was basically the one trade that I took on GJ. And gold is just messing around right now, guys. It's incredibly hard right now. Yeah.
Gold is being moving later than it used to move, man.
Way too late. And you get these nasty breakouts like this, right? And then you get that pull back into the range. Nasty. Well, this one looked like it was gonna break up, but it didn't. It stayed in the range. This one tapped right here the support, and now we're still looks like it's gonna continue up hopefully and get a break above here. Remember, once you get a breakout, as I will call it a breakout. Oh, man, I'm losing my memory. So let's a swift move, right? So you get a breakout and you get like kind of like an explosion, and that explosion will be probably 20 pips or 15 pips, you know, depending on the size of the candle. On GJ, once you get a breakout, you get that 10, 15, 10, 12 pips above the resistance. Or if you get a breakout to the downside, you know, 10, 12 pips underneath the support. On gold, it's usually 15 to 20 pips. So I always keep that in mind. So let's say you take a trade, you know, you expect this to break above this area, at least have a partial take profit at 15 or 20 pips. So in this case, you know, 15, 20 pips worked. 15 would have been like right here. Oops. There's a little nugget right there, you know. After a breakout, expect 15 to 20 pips on gold. After a breakout, expect 10 to 12 pips on GJ, 9 to 12 pips on GJ. And I can guarantee you that 80% of the time you're gonna get that. Let's see on the fundamental side of it, what's going on. So let me just check this out before we end the stream. So for the week, what do we have? My eyes are burning right now. All right, so my glasses. All right, so what do we have here? So we have today. Today, so all news for today are done already. So okay, let's go until tomorrow. All right, so a lot of news for the pound. So we have CPI. That's your consumer price index, high impact new, PPI as well. This is all at the opening of the London session. Wow, not even a 4. It's actually on during the opening. So at 3 a.m. guys, there's gonna be a lot of volatility on any pound pair. Just be careful about that if you're gonna trade the Asian session. I mean the London session after the Asian session. And you're looking for, let's say, entries during pre-London, which is at 1 a.m. Eastern time or 2 a.m. Be aware that if you're holding anything for that 1 hour until London opens, that trade can either spike up, have a slippage, meaning that the spread can get bigger and take you out, or give you extra pips depending on the numbers. At 5:30 a.m. we have composite PMI, manufacturing PMI, and services PMI for the month of March. These are very important news for the pound as well. For the dollar, really not that much. It's mortgage for the NBA. Okay. Oh, durable goods. This is actually pretty good. So this can actually have an impact on the dollar. So go ahead and mark it up on your calendar. 8:30 a.m. 8:45 a.m. we have services PMI, and then at 10 a.m. we have the Fed Jerome Powell speaking again.
It's crazy, huh?
Again, yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna talk about now. Probably the stimulus, most likely. Okay. Another one?
1400.
Another 1400? Yeah. Too bad I didn't get that shit, bro. That sucks.
At this phase, nobody will be looking for jobs, man. It's getting so much money. Yeah.
Yeah. Why work, right? When you got the government feeding your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why it's good to have like different sources of income. Instead of millionaires now, it's the medium, the low class, poor class, or medium class. We all need at least like 5 different sources of income to make a living nowadays, or pay for gas. Crude oil, which is usually always reported on Wednesdays. That's when you see US oil, so you can kind of get an estimate on how many barrels are being released for the inventory. What else? That's in case you trade oil. And another FOMC, member William speaks at 1:45 p.m. And Dali speaks also. A lot of FOMC members are speaking tomorrow. Thursday, index for cable, GU, index for at the S&P, the index for most of of these currencies, right? So UJ, NCD, USD, Euro USD. Most of these are safe haven currencies: USD, CHF, USD, CHF, JPY, and USD. And yeah, so safe haven currencies. I don't know what they're gonna talk about. So this is coming from investing.com. And shitty news: the French dollar, which is the Swiss franc. Really not much going on. Powell speaks again at 9 a.m. I was going to talk about interest rates. Okay. So interest rates, I think they stayed the same, right? Carolyn, last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, they stayed the same. Usually when they cut down the rates or they increase the rates, they do it by a quarter point, which is 0.25%.
Yeah.
And in that case, we did not get anything. And we had a little push up on gold, up to 1750, that I remember. Okay. Trying to see any other high impact news for the pound. But other than that, Thursday, Friday, after Friday, really not that much. Federal budget no release for the dollar, which can affect gold. But yeah, no, really not much going on except fucking Powell speaking a lot. Probably had a lot of shit to take out his chest. Remember, guys, if we well, if not we, if price goes above this area, then we're gonna be stuck in that consolidation zone. And remember, guys, that this I marked it as a no trade zone, and it should be kept like that because we can go ahead and bounce up and down from this area, and that's something we don't want. We don't want to be stuck in a range. Down below this zone, we can go ahead and continue to finally retest now this wick here, and I'll break through on 140 900, 148,900, and 148,800. Down below that area, the next support is at 148,427. Hopefully we can continue to correct this price and have a bigger pullback on the higher time frames on GJ. That's what I'm expecting. I've been talking about this shit for fucking for weeks already, actually. So if Salim, are you here? Me and Salim, me and Salim would be talking about a pullback for the last since I started streaming the Asian session, because this shit has been so bullish, and then we had vaccination news and all of that, and since you're from the UK, I'm like, oh shit, might as well we will probably get that correction soon, but no, not until last week that we started, getting that pullback. So what can we expect now, guys? We can expect something like this, right? See, strong bullish momentum on the upside, and a nice little breakthrough to the downside, right? And this right here is creating highs, high here, low, and this is basically a lower high and a lower low down here. But overall, if we look, if we zoom out on the higher time frames on GJ, what I can see, personally, what I can see is that we can just range in here, something like this. I was looking at this before. Where is it? Yeah, something like this, right? Kind of like the same scenario that played out here. This is from April of 2013. You know how we had this strong bullish momentum going up on a weekly. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 candles reversing to the downside, and then we had this consolidation. Finally, price decided to break above this resistance and continue up. So this can definitely happen, and I expect the same thing to happen. I don't see why pound can continue down. You know, everything that goes up must come down. Law of gravity, and yeah, these
all these lines, Mac, are key levels.
basically
Why,
on the smaller
why
time
so
frames.
much line, man?
On the smaller time frames, what I do is that whenever I'm looking for a trade or I'm looking for a target, especially on the Zoom when I'm doing the Zoom sessions, I just leave them on. I don't delete them after. For example, here when we were looking for this trade below this area, I was looking for targets. So what I did is that I went all the way to the left on the 30-minute, and I started looking for these double bottoms or wicks created, and basically to set up different targets. But yeah, I have to clean up most of these lines to the downside because they really don't matter much right now, and the ones in the middle between the support and resistance on the 4 hour and the daily time frame.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a lot of lines like that, I mean, I like looking at charts like they're really clean. I basically what I tend to mark pre session, you know, I mark my my key levels, and those key levels are gonna be around numbers. For example, 150, 149, 151. So I know if I have some sort of rejection out of the key level, then I go to the half point, which is the 500, and then so on. But if I have to, you know, to be looking at a chart with a lot of lines
No, it's
on
that
the higher time
right.
frame, especially, it tends to confuse me a lot.
Right, but this is only for what I do on the higher time frames. Is I go up. If I go up, what I do, you know, if I'm on Zoom explaining what's going on, because this is just from Zoom, right? I can take the drawings off. You could go like this and take the drawings off, right? So it looks cleaner. But now, if I'm looking into the smaller time frames, for example, these lines to the bottom here are irrelevant. I can just go ahead and delete them if I want to, like how I'm doing right now. The ones like here in the middle are more relevant because they're like the lower time frame targets, and if I'm looking for a trade, or a trade, you know, decides to come up during the Asian session, I can go ahead and target different regions. But yeah, I forget to, you know, delete them after the session is over, so they kind of like stay there sometimes. But I don't really like, you know, look into it. I know it looks messy as hell when you're looking into the daily and shit, but if you're looking into the lower time frames, it looks more, you know, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, that's fine. But I use, you know, I like looking at charts that are clean, you know, with the where I can see the information that I really need based on a structure. So
yeah,
you wanna do something funny now? Go to the daily, go to the daily chart, please.
Yeah, like
you have
this
the
trend
paid
line, I don't
version,
even know
right?
what
On GBP JPY.
the what.
On TradingView, I'm sorry. Okay. Grab the replay and bring the replay anywhere, any zone that you want. Yeah, anywhere.
Here. Okay.
Yeah. Now go to the 15 minutes and do speed up a little bit the thing.
Okay.
And start. And okay. Now let's mark. We're trading basically around 140 or 141,760, right?
Right.
Now mark the 142 and mark the 141. We're gonna do some fun right now.
Oh, at 142, I like this. At 141.
142, right? 141.
141.
And and 141,500.
Oh, this is magic. Can I just put it like right here, close to the wick?
No, just the 500. We don't have to be. Yeah, we're at this point we're not looking for a structure. We're looking for key levels. Now press play, and speed up a little bit that thing, so we can, it's not gonna take us some time. And I want you to pay attention how GJ behaves around the key levels. Not every day is gonna be a trading day when you have some sort of range. It's really messy. But if you wait for GJ to come to you, then you're gonna be looking for to take trades. Speed a little bit more. I wanna see these candles. I'm gonna tell you when to stop. So basically, you wanna know what's the reaction around the 142 or 141,500 or 141. Okay, right there. Hold on. Hold to it. Hold on. Right there. Stop right there. So basically, every time, and this is something that I'm, during New Year session, we've been talking about. Every time we break key level with the 15-minute, can you zoom in a little bit more so I can see the people in YouTube, they can see the charts. Really good. Yeah. So right there, that's good. So every time GJ breaks a key level, on the 15 minutes. I'm not talking about 30 minutes or 5 minutes on GJ. We're talking about specifically at 15 minutes. What's the reason that GJ respected that area right there, the 142 flat, and retrace it all the way down to retest some sort of a structure right here, and from there basically anything that is breaking outside this structure right here is going to retest the key level, and if we get a break outside the key level on the 50 minutes, it's going to go to the next quarter point or to the next half point. Squeeze the chart a little bit.
But what about if we get a fake out here? Let's say that this candle closes bearish, but it closes back in the the key level like how it did here. We had one fake out here,
but
in the next fake out here. Of course, you want to risk it for the biscuit. I get it.
Yeah, but remember this candle right here. This candle right here is closing the body of the candle.
Yeah,
is closing above the body of this candle. This candle rejected it, the 140, the 144. But this 15-minute candle is breaking outside this area. So your job as a trader is going to be waiting, not taking trades in, at any time of the day, but waiting for the setup to show up. So the moment you have a break outside this key level, then you have a push toward this area. Let's say this was if you wanted to take that trade, you will take it at the break of this various candle, right?
Exactly.
So easy move to the upside. Where is going to the next quarter point? Let's say the 142.500, 142.250. I'm sorry. Now this is the pullback that you want toward this area, because the 142, if it's gonna be a continuation of the move, the 142 has to react as a support, and then going to the 142.500 and so on. Now, if it's breaking below this area, then you know that you have this area to retest, this area to retest, and the half point to retest. Okay, now, let's continue.
See what's going on with gold. Okay. So right there, what happened? We broke. Okay, we failed to break.
We did close below that area. Right. Yeah, we came, retest that area, and we're basically trying to create some sort of support. Mm-hmm. So at that point, you know that the 142 is acting as support. Now, like I said, this candle breaking below the key level doesn't mean much. You're not gonna be looking for sell at that point, because you already created a new high. So this is a pullback, and then if there's nothing, not much manipulation in the market, the structure is telling you that we're going to create a new high. Now, if we start breaking below this level, I'm going to be, like 100% sure that we're going to retest that level to the downside. But in order for this trade to continue, and for you to, as a trader, to continue looking for buys, which is the longer time frame structure, is going to be looking for buys only at that point.
Exactly.
So let's play a little bit more. And this is something that whoever has the option to do the replay on trading view.
I think it's only like $15 a month.
See how is this move happening?
Yeah.
And it's basically it's happening over and over again. The only thing that we as a trader we need to do is back test a lot and see when price moves so easy, so we can get those moves. But that's easy. So GJ moves so nice from key level to key level, from round numbers from 142, 143, and so on. That is so easy to trade. Sometimes when you have those massive move breaking key levels, it's gonna be a nice movement. Look, again, came to the 142, it's rejecting again. Now this candle right here is rejecting again.
Yeah. Now this one broke above. You see how this one closed? Yeah, that one closed. This one closed above. It went up. It was like 10, 15
So this area right here is your nearest support, and this is a nasty range right now.
Exactly.
So the moment you start breaking those highs, it's gonna be a nice push to the 500 level. Mm-hmm. And this is and it is happening over and over again in the market.
Yeah.
Basically, when you see a range like this one, what is happening right now around the 142. It's really hard to trade, and those days are you're gonna be sitting on your hands waiting for a setup to appear. Exactly. Because trading around those key levels when it's ranging is really hard.
Exactly. Look how deep this is going right now.
And this is in January,
January, which there was barely any volume.
Look, now look where this trade came. This trade came 141, and now 141 is acting as some sort of support right now. Mm-hmm. So anything that can break above this area is gonna be buys. Other than that, you continue, looking for a structure to continue playing to the downside, because it's breaking key levels and can easily come retest the key level and continue down. And it's always basically the same over and over again.
Yeah, so for you, your key levels will be just one,
round numbers. The strong number, the round numbers like 142, 143, right, and so on.
So 140, 141, 143, and then your quarter points will be 250 or 200, 500, 800. Mm-hmm. Things like that.
Yeah. And every time that you're coming to the session, you basically look, the strong break from that 141 flat.
Wow.
It's not coming back.
I think this was the beginning of this enormous bullish run here.
Yeah. But now rejecting again that area, 140, 141, 500. See, and every time you come to the session, whatever, just mark the nearest key levels, the nearest.
Oh wow! Give me 1 second, Trevor. Look at gold, how it broke down right now, but it's rejecting. So this case,
let me see the 5 minutes on gold. Still.
Yeah, it looks very sketchy right now.
Yeah, the problem with gold is until you get a clear break below.
This can pull up and then break down again.
Yeah. The current candle right now can easily be a fake out.
Exactly.
And then the next one is gonna close in range and it's gonna continue pushing. Now, if you have a 5-minute candle closing below that area, at least the body of the candle closing below that area is gonna be nice. If you have let's say this 5-minute candle closing something like this, then your stop loss is gonna be on top of this area, because you can have
a thumb down. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you were saying here. Look how well, let me go back a little bit. I had drawn this zone here for a reason. Let me see, why did I right here. that area here. Why did I mark it? Oh, because I think that was a very key level that if we break above that zone, then it was gunzo, and that's what happened. As soon as we broke above that area on the 4 hour, maybe, that was the very good impulse for GJ to continue up, and it looks like after that break above that zone here, this wick here, a closure, it didn't go. That was the last time it went back down here. You see? Yeah, that was it. That was the bye.
Currently, GJ, you see, is rejecting that area, that support. Right now is rejecting that support.
Yeah, 149.
So
149
if
flat.
you zoom in before I go, I wanna.
Yeah, go. Yeah, goes.
Okay, right there. So remember this kind of a structure right here. This is your nearest structure. This is your nearest range. So once again, GJ is rejecting that thing. Where it's gonna go to retest this low and continue down, But if this was New York session, I will tell you, man, take that sell, stop loss on top of this candle, and it's gonna be a quick nice move, because basically we're rejecting this range, this area.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But now that we already passed the Asian open session, and now in like 22 minutes there's gonna be the Shanghai Stock Exchange open, which can give some volatility to the market. But most of the time, if we've already seen the volatility coming in after the pre-Asian or Asian open session, like this move down here and this move up here, most of the time we're just gonna consolidate till London open or pre-London. So
I don't wanna rush on this trade, but I do know that I have the key level right here, the one this 149.
Well, yeah, 149. Call it 149 because that's the wick.
So yeah, so if I have the 149, I know that I can easily get some sort of rejections from here and start pulling away from there. But the weekly candle looks really nice to continue down. The problem is that I don't know if we're gonna have that volume during London, or if during London it's just gonna consolidate a little bit more. It's gonna range a little bit more, and then New York session tomorrow is gonna make that thing drop a little bit more.
Right. So the next support on the weekly is down here at 148 to 60.
Yeah, 148. Yeah, that's the monthly support. That's the monthly opening. So if we start breaking below the 149, I will be like really aware that we can easily reach the 148. What I don't wanna think if we're gonna break the 148 and the monthly candle is gonna turn bearish. I'm sorry, because it's gonna start leaving a heavy wick to the upside, about 500 pips to the upside. On a liquidity grab on GJ that big, man, can easily take a dump toward the 147 and even more. But there's only one wick for the monthly candle to close. So I will be paying attention if we get kind of reject that 149, and create some sort of support. And then London session is gonna range a little bit, and New York session retest that daily support tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And then later on we can start pulling away from the 149 and coming toward the 150 to retest the 150. 150 is a strong level. So if anything, for the monthly candle, on the weekly candle, I would like to see the monthly candle closing above the 150.
Yo. Yeah,
as the long-term play is still bullish, man. This pullback on the weekly candles are nasty pullback.
Right, you said that we still got 1 week, right? 1 week till the end of the month for that monthly candle to close. So basically, on these last 3 weekly candles, we had one bullish one, another bearish one, and this bearish one broke the low of the previous bullish candle. So right now, I'm expecting that the next weekly candle is gonna continue to bring price down.
Yeah.
But
this is the area that you don't want to see GJ playing around.
Right,
the one
148.
the support on the monthly candle. If we break that support on the monthly candle, man, you have a nasty move to the downside.
Right. Yeah, people are asking where can you follow Kerwin. Kerwin has an Instagram, and that's basically his only source of social media, guys. If you guys want to bother him, this is the Instagram for my uncle, my father, my stepdad. Kerwin is Instagram, because I gotta go already, and
yeah, me too, man.
it was good because we called that one trade on GJ. And other than that, I don't think there was anything else worth it except that one GJ on trade, and we saved the lives of whoever decided to take a trade on gold, because gold actually finessed the fuck out of everyone here.
Yeah,
it went down.
Look,
and look at this.
It's a pure fake out.
It's a straight fake out, and just saying that we did not get the closure we want on the 5-minute. That was a bad trade entering just because you had that little spike to the downside. We've mentioned this a million of times before.
Every time that you're trading
happens,
gold,
we get that shit happening. You got to get that break to the downside. Looks like it's gonna continue down, and you have the volatility, the time, everything on your side, and boom, it just goes back in. So wait, guys, wait for that closure. Look at this. Even with the closure, with that close on the 5-minute, it's still faked out. It didn't fake out as much as here, but it still did.
I mean, if you want to take any entries on gold, you will need to wait for at least a 5-minute candle closing below the previous bodies of the candles on the 5 minutes. Other than that, we all know how gold behaves, and this was a clear example. It was a fake out, beautiful fake out.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, hit the like button. Remember to follow Kerwin because he's always dropping nuggets, and I appreciate each one of you coming through. Thank you for.
It's a pleasure, man.
For showing up.
Catch you guys tomorrow.
We had Ted show up. We had Jivan show up out the blue. Bernie showed up. Yeah. As soon as I started the stream, we talked about gold, and we actually broke down. I broke down the trade on GJ as soon as I started it, and a lot of people got some pips in here. So that's good. Hit the like button, guys. Remember that by hitting the like button, the algorithm on YouTube is gonna make me popular. No, I'm fucking with you. I think it makes Ted spoke on the stream too. The algorithm is just gonna bring the stream up so people can see it more often and learn from it. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'll see you guys on Thursday night. Remember to give a follow to Kerwin. Thank you, Kerwin, for showing up again. And I love you guys.
It's a pleasure, man.
Be safe.
And I'm sorry that sometimes, to be honest, sometimes I'm busy. So
no, man, you have a family, brother. I'm joking. If don't take that serious. If I say you don't show up to the stream, I try to manage it. I try to make it fun. That's the whole point of the Asian streams, just to make it fun. And if we find a setup that's gonna play out, let's take it. 10, 15 pips. Let's be the shrimp gang, miserable gang, 10 pip gang. But it works. At the end of the day, it works. So I appreciate each one of you guys. Don't have to thank me. Thank the people that show up here on the daily basis. And I'll see you guys on Thursday night. So give it a like, share it with your auntie and them, your dog, your ex-boyfriend, or whatever.
Take care, fam.
And I'll see you guys.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys. Yeah, motherfucker's coming for me. I'm out. Bye. Yeah, bro. I'm pulling some NBA YoungBoy right now. I'm running out the shit. Booking it. Bye.